Okay, so it's been a hot minute since I've made a video post, and mostly it's because I keep getting caught up on like, oh, I didn't do my makeup, I didn't wash my hair, it's not time. I don't know, like just the wind's going in the wrong direction, and folks have reminded me that that is not, in fact, why you watch me. I don't have to be the prettiest girl in the room anymore. I don't know what my deal is, doesn't matter. But I wanted to answer a question that came up from the accessibility survey that I did, not accessibility, the early career designer survey that I did a few months ago. And many people asked just about the same question, which is how do I stand out as an early career designer? And I'm going to give you some things that some people have told you to do to stand out as an early career designer. And I need you to know, stop doing these things. They don't freaking work. Every early career designer wants the magic bullet, the silver bullet for how am I going to stand out? Why are they going to pick me out of the thousands of applicants that are applying for literally every job out there? Okay, so first of all, everyone's being given the same advice. And if you're following the same advice as everyone else, you're going to get the same results as everyone else. Doesn't that make sense? Stop doing that. The advice isn't wrong. It's just no longer good enough. All right, what is everyone else doing that is also making them not get hired? Following the design thinking process or the double diamond process and putting that in their portfolio. So many hiring managers are like, I am so tired of seeing this, because what it is communicating is that you're following the same process that everybody else follows, that it's not good enough. It's not enough to follow the design thinking process, because that's not actually a UX process. It's not anything that anyone follows in a business. IDEO did a great job in the early 2000s making that feel like, oh, it's the be all end all UX process. No, it's not. It's not. Stop doing it. Stop mentioning it in your portfolio. A lot of, I don't want to say managers that don't know how to hire, but I'm going to say that they think that they're going to ask, what's your design process to an early career designer? And your answer should be, I am whatever it is you need it to be. That is your answer. So you learned a framework, so did everyone else. That doesn't make you stand out. Making a case study about a food delivery app, or redesigning Spotify or WhatsApp, or God, I'm so tired of seeing Spotify. Making a travel related app. I swear, I'm not saying throw it in the garbage, but here's the thing. You probably made that because I also know I've taught that curriculum. I know that you don't yet know what you don't know about creating an app and how to bring users in and how to make it compelling. You were following a process and kind of didn't realize that there was a bigger picture at play, and it's okay. Just stop promoting that as your best case study. And if that's your best case study, you need a new case study stat. Also stop listing every step of the UX process like a checklist. There is no checklist for doing UX. And if you're looking for a checklist in order to do good UX, you're not being a very good designer. Oh, that hurts my feelings to say, because I don't like telling people that. But really and truly, if you're looking for a checklist, just like the people who are like, how do I get promoted? If you're looking for a checklist, you're not qualified to get that promotion. If you're looking for a checklist, you're not qualified to make that app. And if you're looking for a checklist, you're probably not asking curious questions. So by having a checklist, it makes it feel like you're not going to be a very good UX designer when you get in that job. Stop using generic phrases like, I make user-friendly interfaces. I solve user problems. I turned stakeholder needs into business outcomes. No, you don't. Those are table stakes. Those are the things that are absolutely required as the absolute bare minimum of you doing your job. So that doesn't tell us anything about you and your personal unique strengths. It tells us that you know how to say the same words as everyone else. And we're tired of reading it. It's not interesting. I'd rather see two truths and a lie at the beginning or the top of your case study or your portfolio that tells me anything about you than I would like to see I make user-friendly interfaces. Like, honestly, I click away on those. polishing your portfolio for weeks before applying to anything, it is procrastination in disguise, and yet no one is replying to you and giving you feedback about your case study, so you don't know how good it is, and therefore you go back and polish it and polish it and polish it. Frankly, it might not be how polished the case study is. It might just not be an interesting case study. It might not be a problem that they care about seeing solved. So if you're only featuring bootcamp case studies in your portfolio, it's probably not going to hit anyone's like funny bone and be like, oh, this is amazing. Let me call this person. They're going to be like, next, thank you, next. Just kidding. I cannot sing Ariana. We're not doing that. All right. What else did I write down? Putting your stuff out online and hoping that someone will call you is a terrible idea. I ran out of brain power on coming up with that analogy, but essentially not being able to market yourself, not that you need to be the best job seeker in the world, but not being willing to market yourself is going to get you no attention. Just laying back and hoping for the best is going to get you absolutely nothing. There are people out there like hustling, making a name for themselves, building personal branding. Find something you're excited about and start talking about it. That's how you build a personal brand. I built accessibility and teaching early career designers. That's all I talk about. Mostly what I talk about. You can literally pick anything and tie it back to your UX and why you get so excited and passionate. Maybe that'll spark an idea for a future case study. Do anything that brings you joy. I don't care if it's boba tea or underwater basket weaving, to coin a phrase from my father. It can be literally anything. And frankly, I don't love it, but you can steal some of the content from these salespeople that are like, what planning my wedding taught me about B2B sales. Look, it's a joke, but it's also kind of interesting because it gets people talking. Even if it's annoying, it's still talking. It's better than being ignored. So where can you be interesting and then maybe start a conversation? But just sitting there and waiting for someone to DM you, it's not going to happen. Don't recreate the stuff from like Dribbble and Behance. Those are not UX designs. Those are UI designs. I don't care if it says UX. It is not a UX project. Stop recreating those. I'm not going to say stop posting your work there, but stop hoping that someone's going to find you on a visual design website and assume that you're good at UX. Be where the UX people are. And frankly, that's your own portfolio, PDFs, but it's probably not Dribbble or Behance. Don't show team projects where most of the other people did the work. Only show the stuff that you actually had a hand in. That is probably one of the biggest red flags, is seeing like 6 people did this work. Okay, what did you actually do? So if you can tear down that team project and only show the dots that you connect, I promise it doesn't mean it's less good of a story. It just means that you're showing what you're capable of and not what those people are also capable of. You're not trying to get them a job, and you're not trying to claim their work as yours. So if you didn't have a hand in it, don't claim it. Waiting to apply until you feel ready. Y'all, it's a numbers game right now. It is very much a company's hiring market. It's not a candidate's job market. It's a company's job market. That will change. But for right now, just apply. I know you don't want to be one of 1,000, but if you can, try to apply early when you find them. But also don't just look for jobs on LinkedIn. In my Patreon, I have an entire post with like 50 different job boards. And even then, that does not show up the jobs that might that might be hiring but aren't publishing it. They have to post it online because of equal opportunity employment laws, but that doesn't mean they have to promote it. So if they aren't looking for a whole bunch of randos to apply, they're not going to put it on LinkedIn. So keep an eye out for companies that you're excited about. Start doing company research. That's going to be way more interesting and exciting than just waiting for people to publish their jobs. They are going to get an influx of applicants. They can't help it. So if they want to reduce the number of applicants, they won't promote it. So you got to go look for those jobs. And then trying to match what you think hiring managers want. Safe, boring, and forgettable is what people end up creating when they think that they're meeting the hiring manager's needs. I say treat your portfolio, actually, what to do instead. 3 ways to stand out. Treat your portfolio like a marketing sales page, because that's all it is. Your portfolio is marketing you, the product of you. And if you want to take that and run with it and go with like an Apple, like the way they market their laptops, oh my God, do something that is interesting. Lean into your favorite brand and how they market their products and use that for your portfolio. But everyone's tired of seeing the same boring stuff. I'm so tired of I'm so-and-so and I make user-friendly interfaces. I'm being a little bit bitter about this because I see people complaining about it as hiring managers. So if you want to not be that person that annoys the hiring manager, like the last straw on the camel's back, then do something different. So build experience with real constraints. I have been telling people for at least a year now, focus on accessibility, even the small parts, so you can demonstrate the logic behind fixing this accessibility issue directly contributes to getting more customers. That's a real experience with a real constraint, regardless of whether the project actually saw the light of day. So drop a comment if you want some details. I'll happily send you a link to like a little secret video that I have on how to actually put that into action. Give it a shot. Work with a low stakes, small business, somebody that can benefit from your work, and then build up experience from there. Also, tell a story that shows growth. Don't just show it, I did this and I did this, checkbox, and then it was a perfect outcome. No, I want to see where you struggled. I want to know that you cried on week 2. I want to know that the stakeholder refused to sit down for a conversation, even though they really wanted you to work on their website because they were nervous or they were whatever, or they were a small business owner with 16 kids. I don't know. Do anything that shows that you were able to make a transformation either for that customer or for yourself and your growth. I love to see growth. Last, speak the business language of the company that you're trying to apply for. So UX is not just design. UX is strategy. How does what you do, changing that pixel, making that from a square into a rectangle, how did that contribute to the outcome? It does not matter what kind of output you created. I don't care if you created 42 reports, 52 screens, 33 options. Okay, now I'm just making up numbers. I want to see how did your strategy play out? Sorry, I just saw Hamilton last week. Okay. Did you reduce friction in the sign-in process, which could help increase conversion rates? Amazing. It doesn't mean that it did increase conversion rates. It shows that you understand your changes can contribute to the improvement of conversion rates. That's what hiring managers mean when they say, I want to see impact. So impact metrics. Get real world messy experience, because the real world is messy. Tell honest, interesting, compelling stories, and connect your work to business impact. Those are things that will stand out for you. Hopefully this was helpful. I genuinely want to see you succeed. If no one's told you yet today, you are awesome. And thank you so much for watching this. Please click on that subscribe button so that I hear a ding and I go, oh my God, yay. All right, I'm being ridiculous. This was it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.